What is up, guys? Clemonade here. I'm here in Springdale, Arkansas at JB Park. There's a sweet 18-hole course here, and there's a sweet 9-hole junior course, and it's actually right by the Dynamic Disc Store in Northwest Arkansas. So hit up Matt Lloyd, give him some love, check the store out. It's super cool. But today, I'm going to show you guys how to birdie every single hole on this course.
All right, guys, here we go on the back 9. This is hole 10. It's a par 4, 626 feet. I'm going bio defender with my forehand here. This is what I would usually throw in any casual round of tournament setting. I'd go a forehand. And then here I am throwing the Lucid Getaway, just actually trying to throw it straight over the road and just let it do its thing, and it was a really good shot. The key on this hole is the second shot. I'm throwing my VIPX Harp, trying to skip it off the road. That's actually that purple defender you see right there. That's brand new. I wanted to try it out. This is where my defender landed. And this is in bounds. That path doesn't start being out of bounds until after the tree. This is where the Harp landed, a little more than I'd like, but it was good. Putt was feeling good. Just tapping in the forehand. We got a hole 11. It's a little uphill, 284. It plays more like 325 in my opinion. Here I'm throwing the Explorer. And there's a couple of like guardian trees that you kind of have to miss, but they usually don't knock you down too bad. And here I'm throwing the Triple X. And just letting it hyzer in. This hole's pretty straightforward. It's really fun to throw. Here I'm just tapping them in. This one's a pretty easy birdie. All right, time for some fun. Hole 12. This is 300 feet. You have to shoot this gap, and you end to the left. But there's a pretty big drop off. So this shot, like, there's a lot of trees you can hit, and it was good. That was my felon. This is my fuse, and this, I loved this shot. I love throwing this shot. And they actually ended up being about a foot apart. Like, they hit those trees. So if you go down that drop off to the left, like, it's death. So I got pretty lucky to hit those trees. Hole 13, it's about 230 feet. I'm going with my Birdie Fuel Hand-Eye Supply Classic Judge. I love throwing this putter, it's kind of overstable. There's that left gap you see there. This is usually my tournament play here with the Justice. This is the biggest gap. The only thing is it'll skip a little bit left sometimes, exactly like it does here. And then I'm throwing my really beat-in Judge on the right gap for funsies. Some people like to go over the top with like a thumber and stuff, and it's possible. You'll have to excuse, I didn't quite catch this one. I was a little bit out of the frame. This is where my Justice landed, and this is where I am more often than not on this hole. If I don't hit a tree, that is. And this is where my Flippy Judge, the right gap one, landed. And this is an easy 15-20 footer. This is my Hand-Eye Birdie Fuel Judge. It's a 25 footer. Here we got hole 14. It's about 330 feet. It plays a little uphill, then it flattens out, so it's more like 340, I think, 345. Here I'm throwing my Getaway. It's a hybrid Getaway. And then I'm going Lucid Felon with the forehand. Honestly, it's just open. The only thing that can affect you is like the wind coming in. Usually it's a headwind. This is where my Felon landed. And this is where the Getaway landed. Hole 15, 320 feet. It's just a gap shot. This is my Explorer. I love throwing this hole, and I really loved the shot. The Explorer just like keeps gliding forward. It's just a really amazing disc. And I'm going Lucid Felon again. Just kind of putting a little bit of ante on it, trying to get it to turn over. Usually it's a headwind on this hole, and if it is, I'll go a Getaway instead of Explorer. Yeah, this is sometimes this can be a menacing putt because it's uphill and you're putting into a headwind, but it wasn't too windy today. Hole 16, 364 feet. It plays pretty true to that. You have to get over this creek, and it can swallow discs. I'm going a Lucid Felon forehand, trying to play it like into that big tree, but kind of be left and deep. If you come up short at all, those trees will knock you down in the creek. You don't want to do that. Here I'm going a huge hyzer. You can kind of see that, like that tree with like the trees coming out of it, or like the stump with the trees coming out of it. That used to be a huge tree. And so this shot was only achievable if you could throw like big around it, like I did right there. But now the hole kind of opened up, so this is where the Felon landed, which is safe. You can see that drop off. You want to be deep, if anything, on this hole. It's a lot of hyzer on that putt, but it worked. And I was about 3 feet from being in that creek on that enforcer shot. Right. Got hole 17. It's 520 feet. This is the other par 4 on the course. It's just wide open. There is a creek on the right. I never really see people go on there. There is a road on the left, and I have gone in there more times than I care to admit. You know, if we played this hole on the Pro Tour, it'd probably be a long par 3. But I went Biodefender for forehand, and I'm going Biodefender for my backhand. I was happy with this shot. It's probably about 450 or so. Here's from my forehand, so throwing another forehand with the harp. Very easy, very well done. And then I'm going backhand putter, and this isn't the strongest part of my game. It's why I throw forehand harps a lot. But I was actually kind of trying to make it, so I went a little deep. That's where the harp landed. So then I got to go and walk and make this 25-footer comebacker. Right, the final hole, hole 18. It's about 260 feet. It's a par 3. I'm throwing a Felon, trying to skip it off the ground. I find that like my harp and stuff doesn't really skip that well. And so that was okay. Didn't really get a skip. And I'm going forehand Explorer. This is kind of a difficult shot for a forehand. So that I don't envy righties on this hole, but I was pretty pleased with that. This is where the Felon landed, a little longer than I'd like. That was one of the best putts of the day for me. It felt great. And I'm putting with the Felon. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Tell me what you guys want to see.